Okay, so in today's lesson, we're going to look at our different types of averages. I'm going to explain how we find our different types of averages, as well as what some of the advantages and disadvantages of these different types of averages are, and what we might or might not use them for. Also, during the examples, just show you how, when given a set of data, how to find the averages. And in later videos, we will look at questions asked in context, as well as the likes of stem and leaf diagrams also, and how we work out averages from different types of tables and graphs. So first off, to explain our three different types of averages, which are mean, median and mode. Okay, the first one is mean. So the mean is where we add up all the values and we divide by how many there are. Okay, so this is one of our average, where what we're trying to do is to find a middle value of a set of numbers. Teachers might use it to find an average score of, say, a class test, to decide a pass grade or something like that. The mean is very useful in that its advantage is that it would consider all the values, because we're adding them all up and dividing by how many there are. However, the main disadvantage is that it can be affected by extreme values. So what I mean by that, if, say, for example, the majority of a class got 70% in the test, one person maybe got 100%, then what would happen in that case is that the class average would be dragged up by that extreme value of 100% and give the impression that the majority actually got below the class average. So that's the disadvantage. It's affected by extreme values. The median is a similar average in that we're trying to find a middle value, and that's exactly what we are doing. We're putting all the numbers in order from smallest to biggest, and we're identifying the exact middle value. So what will always happen, and the advantage of the median, is that you'll always get a middle value where you should get half the values below and half the values above the average. Some, of course, may be on the average as well. The disadvantage of the median is kind of the reverse of the mean, that we're not considering all values. Although having said that, it means it won't be affected by extreme values because it doesn't consider the highest and lowest marks. Okay, the mode is a different type of average and wouldn't be used in the same way as mean or median. For example, it would be totally useless in trying to find the average for, say, a class test. The mode is something that we might use within a survey to find the most popular of something. So for example, and its main advantage is that it's the only average that can be used on non-numerical data. So for example, worded data, if we were talking about the favourite colour of phone, and a company might carry out a survey to identify what people might prefer in terms of the phone colour. Non-numerical data, of course, that would mean it's a colour rather than a number. It might be black or white or red or whatever. So that's the advantage of mode. Its disadvantage, of course, is that it is totally useless for working out things such as class averages, and it wouldn't be used for that sense at all. So moving on, I'm going to show you how to work out each of these different types of averages with the following examples. Okay, we will start off with the mean. So find the mean for the following. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 numbers. So we're going to add the 7 numbers up and then divide by 7. So for sure I'm working out like that. 2 plus 3 plus 7 plus 9 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4. Of course, we're doing over M1 to M4. We can do that with a calculator. It is easy enough just to add those numbers up and we get 35, and that is all divided by 7 because there are 7 values. So 35 divided by 7, which is 5. And that makes sense. The mean should give us a number somewhere in the middle of all these values. We consider the highest is 2, the highest is 9, and the lowest is 2. 5 is somewhere in the middle of all those values. All right. That's how we work out the mean. So I'm only really going to cover that example. If there were 10 values, we would add the 10 of them up and divide by 10. If there were 8 values, add the 8 numbers up, divide by 8. It gets very, very repetitive in that regard. I will also show you in a separate video how to do reverse averages, where we might be given the average and asked to work out a missing value of one of the numbers. Okay. Find the median for the following. So the median, as we can see from above, is the middle value. So what I would always advise people to do if we're finding the median and to make sure we don't make any mistakes is to put the numbers in order from smallest up to largest and stroke them out as you're going along. That means you don't miss any out. So the smallest number I can see here is 10, and I'm going to stroke that out. After 10 I have 11, stroke that out. After 11 I have a 12, stroke that out. Then I have 14, 15 and 17, stroke those out, 14, 15, 17, and then 18. Now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values. When there's an odd number of values, it means I should have one number in the middle. If there's 7 values and you want to work out what the missing value is, what you do is take 7 values, add 1, which is 8, and divide by 2, and that gives you 4. It's the 4th value. Small set of numbers like that there, it's kind of easy to spot that 14 is going to be the middle. But say we had 21 numbers, you're going, well, which is the middle, the 10th or 11th value? Well, what you would do is 21, add 1 is 22, divide that by 2 and it's 11, so the middle would be the 11th value. You can also equally, if you've done it like this and you have the numbers in front of you, stroke them out from end to end. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and there we have it. 14 is our median. Okay, so the median is 14. Now, you can get questions just like this where we're going to have 2 values in the middle. Similarly, and again, this will happen when we have an even number of values. What we have to do is put them in order from smallest to largest. Okay, so same again. 11 is my smallest value. Then after 11, I have 14. Stroke them out as I go along. Then 16. Then 18, and 20, and 22. Okay, and I have 6 values. You can see, even if you were to stroke them out end to end, count as you go, 1, 1, 2, 2, I will have 2 values in the middle. Now when that happens, it's what is in between them, okay? It's very easy to spot in something like this that the value in between 16 and 18 is going to be 17. However, if you were unsure if they were numbers with a greater difference between them, simply add them and divide by 2. So again, just to show that, if I want to find the median where I have 2 values in the middle, just add the 2 numbers together, 16 plus 18, and divide by 2. 34 divided by 2 is of course 17. Okay, so just keep an eye out for that. Moving on from the median, I'm just going to do 2 examples, very straightforward, where we have to find the mode. The mode is the most common value, and again, like we say, it can be non-numerical data. In this case, it's going to be numerical data because we're dealing with numbers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. I have 2 6s, however, I have 3 7s. So the mode for this is 7, as it is the most common number, and that's as difficult as the mode will get. Okay. Equally, and again, just to show you a second example on this, find the mode for the following. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 different colours. I have 3 of those colours being green, 2 are red. The most popular is therefore green, so the mode is green. And that's what I mean when I say it's the only average where we can have an answer that is non-numerical. Okay, so that is how we find mean, median and mode. I'll give you a couple of questions just for practice, and following on from this we will look at stem and leaf diagrams as well as reverse averages. Anything you're unsure about, just ask.